Hello, Jagdish. Good morning. How are you?
Uh, I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good, fine. Jagdish, you applied for Angular position, right?
Yes.
Before starting, tell me about yourself.
Uh, Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself. Uh, my name is Jagdish Pandey, and I am from Nanded. Uh, I have 1 year of experience as an Angular front-end developer. I am a passionate front-end developer for creating uh, user interface UI and Angular functionalities. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you explain about previous company and previous project?
Yes, sir.
What did you in that project?
Yes, sir. My previous company was Advanced Solutions. In that, I was assigned some tasks for creating components, and I had given some work related to forms and UI development mostly. Our project was basically for finance management of the companies, various companies. They used to manage their finance according to their departments, spend analysis like this. Yes, sir.
That means that was a financial domain.
Yes, sir. It was a financial domain, sir.
Okay. Then why are you changing your current job?
Sir, I have some personal reasons as well as for the growth, sir. Uh, the I was not given some task which I was to do, and the project is also uh, now finishing, sir, and the work is not that much related to development, and mostly the bug fixation is going on right now in the companies.
Okay. How much rate you? How much you rate yourself in JavaScript now? Angular out of 5.
Sir, out of 5, I rate myself 3 in both Angular and JavaScript.
Okay. Okay. First, we go ahead with some JavaScript question. Then we'll start on Angular. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Take a one array and in that array, just wait. I will share you.
Okay, sir. Should I open my folder, sir?
Just a second. Let me check. In chat, I share one declaration with you. Just copy it from chat. But share your screen.
Okay, sir. Is it visible, sir?
It's loading. Uh, it's visible, but I am unable to see your VS Code.
No, sir. I also unable to see it. It is loading, sir. Still.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, reverse the number on the same digit.
Reverse the number on the.
Same digit. Like in that first array, at first index number, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. I want 4, 3, 2, 1, like that way. Then comma 2, 3, 4.
4, 3, 2, 1, like this.
Yes.
And the second index number also 2, 3, 4, right?
Yes. Reverse the number on same digit or same index number.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. Can you print the number 1 to 10 in console without any loop?
1 to 10 without any group.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. I don't remember right now.
Okay. I am sharing some declaration with you in chat. Okay. Okay. Don't run it. First tell me what will be the output. Copy that.
Yes, sir.
That's the final.
Yes.
Paper. Don't run it first. If you are sure, then click it.
Yes.
Line number 24.
Proceed. Your console.
Showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Yes.
Answer is different. Okay. No problem. Now we'll start on Angular. First, tell me what is TypeScript or what is difference between TypeScript and Java?
Sir, TypeScript, it is the superset of JavaScript. Basically, TypeScript is from Microsoft, and TypeScript, it has a strict typing. We have to give the specific declaration, its type, and basically we use TypeScript and Angular. The difference between Angular, TypeScript, and JavaScript is that in previous version of Angular we use this JavaScript, and in latest version from Angular 10, Angular 8, we are using TypeScript. The Angular is based on the TypeScript, and TypeScript while typing it shows error, and in JavaScript it does don't show error while typing. It compiles.
What is mean by enum in TypeScript? Can you show
Uh,
me one example of enum?
yes, sir. Enum means, sir, enum we declare like this.
And what is use of it?
Sir, it gives us suggestions, sir, like name John. Name, uh, sir, while using enum, we get the suggestions like suppose we want student name dot. It gives like this suggestion, sir.
You have any previous Angular project? Can you open it?
Uh, yes, sir, I have created new ones. Right?
Then then do that in that. Do it in that code.
So basically, we use enum to get the suggestions.
Means which suggestion?
Suppose, sir, we don't have to remember those words like uh, person name names like.
Okay.
So just like I showed in that JavaScript, so enum means suppose we want to know city names. We don't have to remember those city names. Suppose somewhere we want to you know the use the city names, so we get like this city name dot name dot like this, sir. We get the suggestions.
Okay. What are the Angular advantages? Don't say ASPA. I want different answer.
Sir, Angular gives us different. Angular it is structured framework, sir. We have some structures, and it is based on the. It has some building blocks such as components, services, pipes, and it provides us routing and for it is also possible to make a large scale applications. It is very scalable, sir, and the code is easy to maintain due to the component based architecture. It has MVC pattern, sir, and it has two-way data binding, which helps us to transfer data from two different.
What is mean by MVC?
Sir, model view component, model view components.
Yes. Means what
Sir,
is benefits of that?
sir, we can with the help of MVC pattern, we can handle large amount of data, and it is used in large scale applications for long time. Suppose we want to build a long time project, so we can use that MVC pattern.
You say model view component.
It's
Are you sure?
not sure. For model view C means for model view construction, I think.
Check it out after the controller. Okay.
Yes.
What is NPM? Don't say node package manager like that. I want different.
Yes, sir. NPM, it is the library in JavaScript. NPM, it provides some files, packages, sir. NPM provides some packages, and Angular used NPM. It is based on NPM. It provides files, sir.
Which file?
So different files, sir, such as JS files. So, sir, like this, sir, animations, common compiler, Angular forms. These are the files, sir, we get directly from NPM. Isn't it manages our application, sir.
And what is CLI?
Sir, CLI is a tool to create components, directives, and services, modules in easier ways. With the help of CLI tool, we can create modules, components. Yes.
Okay, you say create a component like that way, except then what is components?
Sir, components are the basic building blocks of Angular, in which the components in application we can make many components like header components for heading, header and footer component and section component, different components for routing also.
Okay, in that we I can see app.module.ts file.
Yes, sir.
What is this?
Sir, it is the main module of Angular where all the declarations and all the components and whatever module we want to use here, we have to import that module from Angular core or Angular common like this. It is the main module in Angular.
Okay, in that I can see uh, some files. What is index of index.html and app roots selector and main.ts? What is use
Uh,
of that files?
Sir,
Can you
basically the Angular is based on this file, sir. So only the index.html page loads in a browser, and all the code, all the components codes go to the index.html by this app root. This is the root component, root module means, and main.ts files are it is a main ts file. All the TypeScript code first goes in this main.ts file, sir, and it compiles, sir, from TypeScript to JavaScript.
what is mean by string interpolation in Angular?
Sir, it is the way of data binding, sir. String interpolation is the way of data binding from TypeScript to HTML, sir. Suppose, sir, we have here some data like this, sir, like name. This like this, sir. This is the one-way data binding, sir, from TypeScript to uh, HTML template.
What is property binding?
So property binding, it is also types of data binding from TypeScript to HTML template.
How differentiate it?
Sir,
String interpolation and property binding.
yes, a string interpolation has this curly bracket inside curly bracket, and in property binding we use a square bracket, sir.
Then why are we using these both different properties
So,
or
sir,
string interpolation?
sometimes sir, we have to give input. Where we have this input like this, we can use this property binding like value here, and we can set a default value of this input here like this.
Okay. And what is mean by two-way binding?
So two-way data binding, it is the feature of Angular where we can communicate between TypeScript to template in two-way data binding, as the it it is a continuous process. It If we type in this input, sir, we have to input the forms model, ng model. We have to use ng model here, and it transfer data from TypeScript to, as we change the data in input in HTML, it goes to TypeScript, and then it returns to uh, template, sir.
Can you show me example of that?
Yes, sir.
HTML to TypeScript, you say, and then it goes to main component.
Yes. Sir, for this we have to import the forms model, ng model. It is the directive of forms model. It is serving, sir.
Excuse me.
Sir, it is serving, sir. It is loading.
Okay, no problem. It's
Yes, sir,
might taking time.
it will load, sir.
We go ahead with the next question, then we check it. Okay.
Yes, sir, okay.
Uh, how do you pass data from parent component to child component in Angular?
Sir, in Angular, we use a decorator, sir. It is called as input decorator. With the help of input decorator, we can pass the data from parent to child.
Suppose I want to pass the data from child to parent.
So, sir, at that time, we can use a output decorator. With the help of event emitter, we can emit the data from child to parent with the help of custom event.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Uh, what are the directives in Angular?
Sir, directives, there are several types of directives, such as, sir, showing this one. Sir, this is two-way data binding, sir. Suppose we are typing in this input. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, yes, sir. As we typing in this a template, it is going to TypeScript, and it is again uh, reflecting in this template, sir. This is the two-way data binding.
Now, what are the directives in
Sir,
Angular?
directives are the instructions to the DOM, uh, such as component directive, structural directive, attribute directive. Yes, sir, these are the directives. In structural directive, it changes the structure of the structure of the element, structure of the application, and in attribute, it changes the look and feel of the component or HTML page. The structural directives are, sir, starts with the star ng for star ng, and the attribute directives are the ng style and ng class.
Okay. Can you elaborate ng if structural ng for ng switch, ng style, and ng class, all these?
Yes, sir. Ng, if, sir, suppose we want to, if we don't want to show something with the help of with any conditions, suppose there are some conditions, and if the component or the input or any button or any component is fulfilling that condition, only then it should render on the HTML page. So at that time we use ng if condition, and ng style, sir, yeah, ng class, sir. suppose we want to add any class with the help of some conditions. Ng class, we use Ng class, and Ng style, uh, we can give style to any elements, sir. S2, S3, paragraph, any with the help of ng style. It is used in square bracket ng style and curly bracket and property name and such as color, background color, and we can provide that color inside that. The ng container, sir. Ng container, it don't load, it don't render in a browser, and this is the and with the help of ng control we can make the angular application faster. And ng for, sir, ng for we used to iterate the elements. Suppose we have the array and we want to iterate that array with the help of star ng for let element of element array, like this we can take, and we can the all the objects at element, we can get the elements or as object, and we can iterate those elements, sir. These are some of the differences.
Okay. What is pipe? And explain again types of pipes and parameterized pipe.
Yes, sir. Pipes are basically pipe. It is the function in a Angular, sir. Basically, this helps us to transform the data in a template in the one form to another form. So there are different pipes present in Angular, such as the date pipe and currency pipe and the uh, uppercase, lowercase, and many more inbuilt pipes are present in Angular. And sir, sir, they show an example of pipes, sir, here.
Can you show me one example of that currency pipe? Suppose we have some value in dollars, like $2-3. I want to show it in Indian rupees.
Sir,
How to handle
uh,
it by using currency pipe?
sir, basically, sir, that pipe we can call that as parameterized uh, parameterized pipe. We can call that pipe. Suppose we have here paragraph, and we have we use here currency pipe. So it is showing in dollars, sir. And suppose we want to transfer it to Indian rupees, so we can parameterize uh, Indian rupees.
First, take a $2 value and show me that. Do that 19475 like that. Just take it to
Yes.
make two, only two. One nine, remove the 19. Take two.
Two.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Are
So
you
it is
getting my point? Suppose in current day now, $1 value is I think 86 rupees.
yes, sir.
How to change it? It's showing 2 rupees only.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, I haven't used that.
Excuse me.
Sir, I haven't used it.
What are the types of decorator?
Sir,
First, tell me what is decorator, and then tell me type of that.
sir, a decorator, it gives specific behavior to the TypeScript class, such as at the rate component decorator, at the rate output decorator, at the rate input decorator, at the rate pipe, and at the rate directive. It gives specific behavior to the class, such as here in component.ts we can see at the rate component. This is a decorator, sir, by which we get to know it works. It works as a component, sir.
Can you explain services? Show me one example of it.
Okay, sir. Sir, can I use one API?
Yes, you can use.
So services, sir, we okay, sir, I will show you one with example and explain.
Okay, Jagdish, stop.
Yes,
We go ahead with the next question. Just
yes,
taking too much time. What is difference between pure pipe and impure pipe?
sir. Sir, I haven't read about it.
Okay. And what is difference between dependency injection and services in Angular? Just
Sir,
tell me difference.
okay, sir. So basically, sir, dependency injection means all the components are depend on some services to get the data from the services. For that, we have to inject the service in that component so that we get the data. Basically, data is present whenever we do API call. We store the data in the services, and services create a singleton object, means it create one instance. So whenever we need a data from the service, we inject that service in that component, and this process is not and that component is depend on that service. So that concept is called as dependency injection, and that services gives the data set.
Can you explain all life cycle hooks in Angular?
Sir, I haven't used all the life cycles. I have used ng-on init, ng-on destroy life cycle loop. So ng-on changes, ng do check, ng view init, and ng view after init. And yes, sir. Sir, ng-on init, sir, it initialize as first ng-on init. Ng-on changes first, it initialize. Life cycle hooks are the process of Angular application in which all the life cycle hooks of Angular works. ng on changes, if we change something, it detects that change and it shows. And ng on in it, sir, it is present in a class, uh, and as as the as the component initialized, it execute ng on in it, and ng on destroyer, uh, as we subscribe any observable, so ng on destroy, uh, it Angular basically destroy the component, sir, as we don't need the component.
Can you click on app.module.tsfile
Yes, sir.
and then click on app.component.tsfile. Here is okay, okay, no problem. Can you differentiate between engine init and constructor?
Sir, basically, sir, ng-on init is the life cycle hook,
Yes.
and constructor it is not a life cycle hook, and constructor it is the by default method of the class. It is present in TypeScript, and ng-on it is present in Angular. And suppose we do the console, or the first method which execute is a constructor, then ng-on init, sir.
Okay.
So these are the basic differences.
Mm, what is difference between promise and observable?
Sir, uh, the difference between promise and observable are, sir, promise are present in JavaScript as well as Angular, but the observable are present only in Angular. So observable are given by the RxJS, and promise it is present in a JavaScript. Basically, promise are eager and the observable are lazy. And we to get the data from the promise, we have to uh, use a dot then, and to consume the data, to consume the error, we have to use dot catch methods in a promise. And to get the data from the observable, we have to subscribe the observable. And it has a three methods, such as a response, complete, and error, sir, basically. And observable gives a continuous stream of data, uh, and the promise gives a bunch of data, sir. And as soon as we create a promise, it execute, means it is eager, sir, and which makes the application slow. And in the case of observable, until we subscribe the observable, it don't emit the data. And the data is continuous, sir. So that is the difference between promise and observable.
You say eager and lazy. What is difference mean by eager loading and lazy loading?
Sir, eager loading means, sir, we get the data in a bunch. The data, suppose, sir, Angular application consists of the many components and many services, uh, means many pipes and many more things,
Mhm.
modules.
Okay.
And we don't need some components at the time
Mhm.
of application. So it don't load those services or those directives. And it makes the application faster. If we use a observable lazy loading, whenever it needs something, it takes only that much data. And in case of promiser, it is eager. If the application don't need the data, then also it takes whole data, sir.
Mhm. Okay. What is difference between template and reactive form?
Sir, basically template forms are we use to make a simple form. It is also it is a simple type of form. We use this to make the simple login form, something like this. And in reactive form, it is a complex form, sir. We can say reactive form. And to create a dynamic input elements, we use a reactive form, sir. Both are the Angular forms.
Okay. What is RxJS?
Sir, RxJS, it is a library of JavaScript, React extension for JavaScript. It gives some observable uh, to handle the asynchronous behavior in Angular, and it gives some operators to manipulate the data before we subscribing it. It gives some operators like pipe, plug, map, filter. These are the operators uh, we get from the RxJS. And yes, sir.
What are the difference between subject, base subject, reply subject?
Subject and viewer subject.
Yes.
Sir, subject, it is observable. It is a special type of observable given by the RxJS. And the subject, it also work as a observable as well as observer. The observer gives the data to observable. And the behavior subject means, in by default, we don't need to pass any value in a subject. And in behavior subject we have to pass the value, sir.
Okay. How to maintain the state of Angular application?
Sir, to maintain the state, basically we use RxJS, sir, to maintain the state. And sorry, sir.
Okay. In last project, which Angular UI library have you used?
Sir, Angular, sir, I used Angular Material and as well as Bootstrap, sir.
What is server side and client side pagination?
Sir, server side and client side. Sir, I know this, but I don't recall it.
Can you explain RxJS pipeable operator?
Sir, RxJS pipeline operator is a map filter. These are the pipeline operators, sir. So the before subscribing the observable, we get the data in a pipe, and we can manipulate it by using map methods. Suppose we want to filter, we use filter method, filter the data, and by using map we can manipulate it.
Oh, what is AOT compilation in Angular?
Sir, AOT, it is introduced in Angular 8, sir, after at the time of Angular 8 and above versions. Sir, Angular ahead of time uh, compilation, sir. AOT means ahead of time compilation, where the compilation start at the time of building the application, sir. It improves the performance of the application.
How do you handle the errors in Angular?
Sir, error handling in Angular.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I don't-
Can you explain the concept of change detection in Angular?
No, sir, I haven't tried it.
Can you explain the concept of zones in Angular?
No, sir.
What is role of HTTP client in Angular?
Sir, basically, whenever we have to make an API call,
Mhm.
basically uh, we have to inject the we have to import the HTTP client module from the Angular common slash HTTP, and with the help of that HTTP client model, we can make a API call, sir, by injecting it in a service as a HTTP client.
Okay. Okay, Jagdish, done from my side. Do you have any question?
Sir, can you suggest me some improvements?
Ravi sir will send the feedback. Okay.